Hello, today is 6/1 of 24, and I am back with another video on what I eat in a day. It is about 10:30 in the morning, so it's earlier than I would probably eat, but I teach cooking classes, and so I needed to make this recipe at this time for my cooking class. So I'm going to eat it while it is fresh. What I made is a chicken mushroom fettuccine. So it is chicken with garlic, salt and pepper, mushrooms, um, Parmesan cheese, and sour cream, and then just kind of cooked all together. And then I added for my noodles, I added konjac noodles, the skinny pasta noodles. This is what I used. So these have zero net carbs. It has five carbs and five protein, or I'm sorry, five carbs and five fiber. So it's zero net carbs. Um, and so I am excited to go eat, actually. This looks really good. I probably won't eat all of this. I was kind of just showing what it should look like to my class. So this is quite a bit, but we'll see. Hello again. It is 5 o'clock and I am ready for my second meal of the day. I did actually end up eating all of the chicken fettuccine. I was kind of surprised, but then when I actually looked at the total like calorie count, it was only 400 calories. So it really wasn't as much as I thought it was going to be. A little over, but I mean under five for sure. So, my plan for my next meal is to eat the chicken and gravy that I had made yesterday. And then, along with that, I'm going to try a new recipe for making fried potatoes out of radishes. So, we'll see what happens. Okay. All right. So, the recipe says that 6 ounces is a serving. I am using a watermelon radish. I've never had one before, but I'm super excited to use it. So I'm going to weigh this and see. Okay, so this is 7 ounces, but I will be cutting some of it off. So we'll say that this is one serving, and I'll just save my regular radishes for another time. All right, so I'm going to cut off these ends and kind of get rid of these like roots that are sticking out here. And this is why it's called a watermelon radish because it's pink on the inside and green on the outside, like a watermelon. Okay, so I'm going to cut this into some slices. It's beautiful. So the recipe says to quarter the radishes. So I'm going to try and get this into pieces that are about a quarter of a radish. This one definitely needs some more cutting. There we go. All right. So I think maybe like that, I guess. They smell like radishes, but not quite as strongly as I don't know what those kind of other radishes are called. I just call them regular radishes. They don't smell quite as strongly as regular radishes. Okay. So then you really just make these like you would um, a potato that you're roasting. I'm going to cook them in my air fryer. So I've got my pan that I'm going to put them in just so they're easier to deal with inside my air fryer. And then I'm going to drop things. And then I'm going to spray that with some cooking spray just to help prevent sticking. Okay, so then I'm going to add a tablespoon of olive oil. And some pepper. And I'm going to add quite a bit of salt. I am a bit salt deprived today, so I'm going to add quite a bit of salt. That's probably a quarter of a teaspoon. I'll get these all stirred. I want to kind of like coat each of these with some of the oil. Okay, and then I'm gonna get them into my pan and get them into my air fryer. So my chicken and gravy, I just have to warm up. So I'll just heat that up in the microwave when I'm ready to eat. So I'll be back when these are out of the air fryer. I believe you have to stir them maybe like halfway through. I don't even know how many minutes I'm supposed to put them in for. I'll check and be back. So I thought I had recorded the end of the radishes, but I didn't. So they cooked for 22 minutes in the air fryer. I did stir them about 10 minutes through. They turned out like perfectly cooked. So they were nicely browned on the outside and really did have that texture of like a roasted potato where it's kind of like firm, crunchy on the outside, but then, soft and pillowy on the inside. So the texture was great. They tasted really good, like right out of the air fryer. They didn't taste like potato, so it's not like oh, it tastes just like potato. That is not true. But they did have like nice flavor to them. But then as they cooled off, they became more of like a cooked vegetable flavor, which I know a lot of people like zucchini and like cauliflower and things like that. I don't. So I ended up just kind of like really mixing them in with my gravy and then they were fine. Like they had that nice, like potato texture that I wanted. They didn't have the flavor that I wanted. But I could see myself making them again, maybe in different ways or just with the understanding of, oh, I'm gonna mix it with this stuff and then I'll have like, kind of that texture that I really like. So that is kind of my review of that recipe. So let's go through my day. Now, there is one change to my day that I did not show you, and that is that I made bacon. So I could have a chicken BLT salad on Monday. So I made the bacon for that, and I did eat 2 pieces of bacon while I was cooking that. But as you can see by my numbers here, it really didn't affect me much at all. My total calories are 1134. My fiber is 15.9, which is great. A lot of that comes from those noodles that I had. The konjac noodles are high in fiber, so that's fantastic. My net carbs are 11, so that's also really good. My sodium is not quite as high as I would like it to be, but at least it's not really low. So I guess we'll just kind of go with that. And then as far as my macros, I got to 35% protein. So I had chicken in both of my meals today. So I think that was a big part of it. And I can't just eat chicken all the time. Like I know that I will just like be sick of it and not want to eat it and then, I could have issues. So I'm going to have to figure out some other ways of getting that protein up, but today I got my protein up to 35. So I feel pretty good about that and maybe I'll see you tomorrow.